Autoridades en Ecuador confirmaron este lunes el fallecimiento de más de una docena de presos en la cárcel de Machala, en la costa sur del país. Según el Servicio de Atención a Personas Privadas de la Libertad, se están realizando los procedimientos para determinar las causas de muerte de cada uno de los reclusos, tras la detonación de un artefacto explosivo en los exteriores de la cárcel. Datos oficiales señalan que Ecuador enfrenta un 35% de hacinamiento en el sistema carcelario, ya que las prisiones no se ajustan al nivel de criminalidad actual.
A powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake was reported off the shores of northeastern Japan late on Monday evening. And this earthquake was so powerful that it caused this office building to rattle very violently. You can see the blinds here actually tremoring in this quake. Also, piles of copy paper falling to the ground. Now, the Japanese government initially issued tsunami warnings for 3 prefectures after this earthquake. Those warnings were issued to Hokkaido, Aomori, and Iwate prefectures. That means that waves of up to 3 meters in height could have been hitting Japan's shorelines. However, the Japanese government has now lifted all tsunami advisories, all tsunami warnings, which is very good news for the country, as the damage might not be as extensive as initially feared. The government is confirming initial reports of injuries and damage. So far, they've said that at least 30 individuals have been injured, a couple reporting serious injuries, several reporting minor injuries. The Japanese government also confirmed that fires were reported in Aomori Prefecture. Also, Japan's rapid train service from Aomori Prefecture to Fukushima Prefecture being suspended for the time being, as, of course, that very powerful earthquake hit parts of northern Japan. But they're now saying that because of that very powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake, the chances of a megaquake happening in the next week or so have increased slightly to now 1% probability. But again, the Japanese government is urging people not to be alarmed, to remain calm, and also, again, exercise caution, check their go bags, check that they're able to get to higher ground if another tsunami advisory or warning is issued for parts of northern Japan.
Teenagers Noah and Macy are taking their government to court in a fight to stay on social media.
Taking away how we communicate to the world. This is how we do it. It's the modern day. It's social media.
From Wednesday, Australia will enforce a world-first law banning children under 16 from many of the biggest platforms. Supported by a freedom advocacy group, Macy and Noah's case asserts a right to political communication. The High Court has agreed to hear it next year.
What will you lose when social media is taken away from you?
Well, we will lose connections, but we will lose our democracy. This law is saying that democracy begins at 16, which is condescending and it's incorrect.
Listen, there are definitely negatives on social media. I'm not denying that. I completely agree. We're saying that getting rid of the kids is not the solution. We didn't do anything wrong.
The government says it has acted to protect children from potentially harmful content, harmful people, and addictive algorithms. Under the new law, young social media users won't be punished for being on age-restricted apps, nor will their parents. Instead, Australia is requiring tech companies to take reasonable steps to keep under 16s off their platforms, and threatening fines in the tens of millions of dollars. Tech companies say they are already building safer systems. AI face detectors will likely be employed to verify age, with tools provided by third-party companies like VerifyMy. Users may also be asked to upload their identity documents.
Australia is certainly leading the way when it comes to requiring an age check for every user to determine that they are over 16 or not.
The government's ban is a catch-all. If you're under the age of 16, you're off social media. But children are all different. They've engaged with social media differently, and they feel differently about the ban.
In their final year, Nicholas and Ruby wonder if maybe their school career would have been easier without the distraction of social media.
Before about how if we could, we would delete Snapchat today. But it's more the fact that because there's now so much reliability and connection based off one app, you don't want to delete it.
Perhaps for young Australians, the fear of missing out won't be so bad if everyone is forced to miss out together.